Hello everyone. So as you can see, the room behind me probably is in a bit of disarray, and that is because I've been moving things around. I'm kind of at the stage where this room was a dining room stroke snake room. It's now becoming a snake room. So I'm kind of at the stage where you can probably see my dining table. It's been moved to one side. And this is because I've got a bigger enclosure for Colt. So Colt is now down here to my right, in a much bigger enclosure, which is way better for him. He's got a bit more space to stretch out, which means that this darling here moved up to a bigger enclosure also because he moved into Colt's. And then Tallulah has moved up into what was Tiggy's enclosure. Obviously, like cleanliness etiquette in between, clean everything down. I use, it's a bit empty actually, but I use this pink stuff, which is a solution of Hibby scrub, which is chlorhexidine. People use lots of different stuff. So some people use F10, some people use, just normal detergent, which would be like a normal, dish soap type stuff. I like chlorhexidine just because of its antimicrobial properties really, and yeah, for no other reason, and I just think it does a good job. So that's what I use. So yeah, so Colt's now happy, Tiggy's happy, Tallulah's happy. Let's see if Colt wants to come out and say hello. I'm not going to guarantee he will. So I've gone in as I normally would. I would use that paper towel roll to keep his head at bay while I get hold of like the bit of his body and pull him out that way. And for tonight, for some reason, went straight into food mode, and decided he was going to grab the paper towel and take it for his own. So this is what he's currently doing. He's coiled it. And hopefully he's not going to try and eat it, because that's going to mean I'm going to have to intervene. But he's angry at the moment. Well, not angry. He's probably now realising that actually it's not food. See his naughty head down there. He's just come loose. So hopefully what's going to happen here is he's going to smell the paper towel, realise that it's not food, and just leave it alone. The reason basically for the kind of, obviously I wanted to move Colt up anyway, because he needed to, as did Tiggy and Tallulah, both also needed upgrades, which is fantastic. But the thing that kind of prompted me to do it, sooner rather than later, was that we got 3 new snakes on Sunday. So they were 3 royal pythons, so 3 like this. I thought I would introduce this absolute beauty. So she has come to us from a lovely couple, not very far away actually. Really sad they couldn't keep, there's 3 that we got in total, couldn't keep them anymore. 3 female royal pythons. Really sad. I don't think they really wanted to have to give them up, to be honest. But obviously changing circumstances, life happens, and we don't always get to do what we want to do, unfortunately. So these guys have come to live here with me, which is fantastic. They will be staying here. So this lovely lady was sold to me as a normal. She is very pretty. Fantastic condition. They all are really great condition. I do think this one may have a little bit more in than a normal. She's got quite a funky pattern in places, and some of her stripes go all the way down, which looks kind of enchy-ish. There's a few stripes that come all the way down the body. Would have been nice to have seen it as a hatchling actually, and I think probably then you'd be able to see a little bit better. She's also got around where her pattern meets her belly, fantastic yellows down there, which is really, really pretty. And yeah, so she's gone a bit pink underneath actually. I think maybe she's going to shed. So before coming here, she was paired to a lesser, quite a little while back, and she's not produced any eggs. I'm kind of hoping that she doesn't. I've not got any plans to breed royal pythons at the moment. Quite happy to have them here. Quite happy to keep them. You know, take them on like I have these guys. More than happy to, you know, look after them and keep them here. But not overly interested in breeding them, to be honest. So we'll see. You know, I'm not going to say that I never will, because maybe I will, but we'll see what happens. So she's an absolute stunner. Thought I would just introduce her. We'll have a look at the other two now. So this little beauty is a lesser. She is a really pretty lesser. She's got some really nice greens around here and yellows. Really pretty. She's a little bit shy, but that's fine. She's kind of a sub-adult, so she'll grow a little bit, yeah, I would have thought. She's not as good a feeder as the other two, so the other two have already eaten. But the guys that had her before, they did say that she was a little bit of a nuisance to feed. So she will eat. She'll eat once she feels settled. But she's in absolutely great condition. She's not, you know, not underweight or anything like that. So I'm not at all worried that she hasn't eaten yet. So this lovely lady is called Scar. She is what the previous owners called her. I think they said they rescued her. She does have quite a nasty, if I turn her around very gently and slowly, I don't want to frighten her. She has some quite, I'm not sure if you can see, yeah, down this side, she's got some quite nasty scarring down there. And that is due to a heat source, which obviously wasn't controlled by a thermostat. So she is a perfect example of how snakes can be injured and burnt by not having a heat mat or a heat bulb with a thermostat. So these, I imagine, I mean, she's shed, I think they said a couple of times since this has happened. So this would have been quite nasty at the time. So she has come here to live with us. She's just a normal, lovely, this is a typical normal pattern. So you can see it is quite different to the first one that we got out. She's got the typical sort of alien heads that come down the side of her body. I'm not sure there's a better one there for an example here. There's a couple here coming down. She's hiding them with her face. So just on the side, so that's a typical, you know, what I'd expect to see on a normal. I'm absolutely by no means a royal python expert. I've just watched an awful lot of YouTube videos on them, and I've done quite a bit of research myself, so I know a bit, enough to get by. So Scar has obviously been a very good eater because she has got really good condition. She's, you know, definitely got enough to see her through the winter. Don't want to say too much and give her a complex, but she is absolutely lovely. Really calm, really placid. She's obviously been incredibly well handled. And yeah, just a shame about those scars. I need to keep her really humid, and I'm expecting that after hopefully a couple more sheds, it will become less and less obvious until such a point that they disappear. But some of this looks actually quite deep, and I can't really see scales underneath. So we'll see what happens. We'll obviously keep updates going for her and how she's getting on. Hopefully it's not causing her any harm now. It's not red, it's not swollen, absolutely no signs of infection. It's healed well, healing well. So yeah, I'm not at all worried from a health point of view. I don't think it's going to affect her in that way at all. And cosmetically, it doesn't really matter. You know, she'll be loved just as much. Absolutely not bothered by it at all. It's just a shame it's happened to her, really. So Beatrice wanted to help me with the saying goodnight tonight, just to show you that big snakes can absolutely be trustworthy. She is, I won't say 100%, but as close as damn it to being as trustworthy as you could get, really. She's an amazing animal, big and strong, as you can see, but an absolute pleasure to handle. Always inquisitive, always looking around, quite aware for a Burm actually. Some people kind of liken them to, actually a little bit of stuck shed still there. Some people liken them to large royal pythons. I don't think that's fair. I think she's really quite aware of her surroundings actually, and an absolute star. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to get that kitchen roll out of Colt's enclosure shortly. He is slowly letting it go. Thank goodness he's not trying to eat it, which is what I was worried about. And yeah, as I said, I was iffing and butting whether to put that bit in about him grabbing hold of the roll, but I thought actually I will, because, you know, a lot of people will look at snakes like Beatrice, think that it's all a walk in the park, which it is 99% of the time, as I said. But there are those occasions where they can be unpredictable. You know, they are wild animals, they're apex predators, you know, they are top of the food chain. There's not really a lot that they're afraid of. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. We'll get Beatrice back. She's trying to go back now, I think. Yeah, so she can go back in. I'm going to leave it there. So, like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel if it's your kind of thing. Share it if you know weirdos like me that might like snakes also. And we'll see you again.